I'm right in the middle of doing some repurposing. Got a pile of lumber over there, plumb full of nails, and it's just sitting there. So it was used for something else. Now it was tore down. Now I'm going to use it to another new beginning from my rabbits. I just posted a video a couple months back about new beginnings. Well, new beginnings now. Just repurposing. That's one of the hillbilly basics. Nothing is totally useless until it is just a pile of heap of uselessness. Okay, that's why you will see in a lot of hillbillies' yards it's full of what people call junk. Well, it's not really junk. It's usable stuff that may come in handy on a rainy day. My dad's yard's plumb full of it. Now, this building out here, I'm not really using it for nothing right now, so I'm going to use the outside edge of it. It's leaky and drafty and no electricity, so make a good little place for my rabbits here. This pen was already here. I just had to rebuild it a little bit, and this pen down here where my quail are at was already here. I just had to rebuild it a little bit, so there was a lot of stuff here that I could use ready that I needed, but I got my other pens here, and the reason I'm putting them up higher is the way this is sitting, the droppings all fall behind my quail pen, and I gotta use the droppings for my garden, so I can't just be sitting around losing droppings. Okay, rabbit manure is gold when it comes to growing vegetables, so I gotta be able to catch that. So that's what I'm doing today, rigging me up a little pen here. So kind of like what was in my lean-to, I'm gonna give them a little roof over the top, trays on the bottom so I can get all the rabbit turds, and plus give them a little cover. A lot of squirrels out here. I don't want the squirrels on top of them banging around and stuff, so that's what I'm doing. Just repurposing old lumber to make new stuff. And there's a lot of stuff out here that I can reuse. I got an old building up here I'm going to repurpose for a chicken pen, which is going to go down in here somewhere, probably right there. And the lumber's going to go in for that. And you know, just gonna repurposing, man. That's rednecks, hillbillies. We were green before green was cool. And hopefully when I'm done, it looks pretty good too. So, oh, and one more thing. A couple of them boards had these in them. I'm gonna I already got one in. I'm gonna put these in there, and that's what I'm gonna hang my cages on in the back, and then build the legs underneath. So if need be, I can just lift them off of there and move them if I have to. They're not, you know, stuck where they're at. They can be easily moved, and you can do that by just hanging these wire pins on here or on a bent nail. But I found this cool little thing, and hey, repurpose it. Hopefully it looks good when I'm done. Well, there you have it. I know it's not the prettiest, but it didn't cost me a dime, and it went up pretty quick, and now I can do what I need. I got plenty of room in here. I can run a flat nose shovel in there, or whatever, broom, whatever I need to do. I even got some under here. So all I'm lacking is a piece of tin, and I'll find one probably at the old place that I can run across there, shed water off of these pins, and hey, they'll be ready. They'll be nice and comfortable. Get some hay in there for them, and I'll be ready to start trying to get some babies out of them. Got the quail down here. They're pretty happy in that pen, and hopefully get back to doing what I was doing before. A word of advice for all you repurposers like me, and you're going to attack a stack of lumber like that: be up on your tetanus shots. I know I'm not, so I better go clean some of these up. Just comes with the property, I guess. Repurposing sometimes means getting cut with rusty nails, but hey, if it saves you a little bit of money, what's the harm? Just clean it up and go on. No, get your tetanus shots. Whew. Well, I started a little thing I've been calling the Hillbilly Basics. To me, hillbilly is not a derogatory term, so maybe to somebody else it is. I don't know. To me, it isn't. I had the privilege of spending a few days with the producer from New York, and we actually became pretty good friends, real good friends. He's a brother to me now. He asked me when he was here, what is the deal with rednecks or hillbillies, they call them, repurposing everything. So I thought, and I just told him, I was like, well, why throw stuff away when you can use it for something else? This used to be a storage shed. It's got a couple holes in the roof, a couple dents in the walls. It doesn't hold out the rain like it used to, it don't look like. But I'm looking at this and I don't see a storage shed anymore. I see a chicken coop or laying boxes in there, and I think it'd make a pretty good little chicken coop. So I guess what I'm talking about then is repurposing. That same producer asked me one time, he said, what do you think about people that call you that? A redneck or a hillbilly or a mountain man, whatever they call you. Like, well, you're calling me a survivor then. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I grew up, my dad grew up very, very poor. He repurposed a lot of stuff. He still does. He has a backyard plumb full of junk, people would call it. But if you can use something for something else, there's no sense in throwing it away. It just doesn't make sense. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start repurposing this old storage shed. I'm going to clean it out a little bit. Not going to do the chicken thing right now, but I got my rabbits and I got my quail. And I'm going to have all my small animals right here in this one area. So, hey, there ain't nothing wrong with being a hillbilly. There ain't nothing wrong with being a redneck. There ain't nothing wrong with repurposing, okay? We had to survive on very little. We done what we could with what we could with what little we had. So that to me, that just says you're a survivor. The ultimate survivor is a scavenger. So I'm gonna scavenge around here. We're gonna do a little work, and I can probably salvage enough nails out of this bunch of lumber right here, and enough lumber to do what I need to do. And it ain't gonna look pretty, but it's gonna be functional. Isn't that my motto? I'm not pretty, but I'm functional. Wild for the outdoors. Check us out around the cabin. That's www.aroundthecabin.com. Check the campfire for listings of our live show. Get your Burley Bomb today at www.burleybomb.com. Keep it simple, keep it pure.